Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. See all you guys in chat, man. Hey, listen, we had a really good show prepared for you guys, and we still do. Our guests, I don't know where they are at this moment. Maybe they pop in, maybe they don't. But either way, the show must go on, and we will continue to perform. Hopefully, they pop in here at some point, and we can get them on the show. But in the meantime, here we are, week 2 of Bears camp. I think we're moving into day 3 of pads, I believe. And I'm looking forward to it. It's a lot of crazy stuff that's happened in camp so far, man. A lot of moving around. Young guys are really performing. Had a couple of injuries to talk about too. Nothing to be concerned about that I know of. Tevin Jenkins is a big topic out there, and everybody seems to be worried about him. I'm not so much because things happen early in camps. There also could be veteran days that guys could be experiencing. You heard Flus go on and say that guys do get a day for veterans, so you get a day off. But Tevin actually walked off the field on his own with a trainer, and so we'll see what's going on with him moving forward. Let me think. I think DeMarcus Walker, I think, might have missed a whole practice. I think he was in the practice before, got dinged up a little bit, and he left the field on his own with a trainer. Haven't seen Nate Davis. I'm still not concerned. Um, it could be something going on that happened late when the pads weren't on that we don't know about. They won't really tell you much in their disclosure. So we have that going on. Plus, we have a lot of really good shit to talk about and stuff. Excuse me. This is Nomad Live. But hey, before I get crazy about my commentary, because I can get on in here talking to y'all all day and forget I got trusty co-hosts like Samo,
What
like
up?
Triple R, like kids waiting there to get in here and get their 2 cents in, and I don't want to hog the mic too long, man. So, hey, listen, man, Samo, what's your overall take about camp thus far, man? Anything you want to talk about in particular?
Anything in particular, man? First of all, shout out to everybody in the chat who've been rocking with us all week. That's too many names to call out, and I don't want to miss nobody. So shout out to everyone, man. Man, this week the standouts for me has been the defense, man. The surprising, that's what surprised me the most right now. Is just how the defense seems to be gelling so quickly. I know we talked on the show previously about Alvin Williams, man, probably being on the hot seat. I was having that because I didn't think that he deserved to be. And I think it's showing right now, man, what he can do when he has some real talent, man. I think that secondary is booming right now, booming. The linebacker core booming, and it's by all accounts right now the defensive line is stepping up. So I think all the talk we've been making about the offense, and how we got all this speed and all these new weapons, but that defense sounds like, hey, don't forget about us. We here too, and we come to play.
Kids.
Man, I'm liking DeMarcus Walker. He's loud and noisy. I think he's going to be my new Akeem Hicks. I like that communication on the line that we're starting to hear and see in all these clips. He's kind of an exciting guy on that line. I'm liking him. So we'll see how things go. Right across the board, defense is doing well. We can also sort of look at some of the potential injuries that we're looking at on the offensive line, and you guys coming in trying to find their way, find their spot on the roster. That may have a little bit to do with it. One guy I haven't heard a lot about is Zach Pickens, and I'd like to hear more, but that's where I'm at right now.
Sure.
I'm okay with what's happening so far. I'm not concerned about Nate Davis getting a Veterans Day on the first day of pads. Okay, Tevin, it's early. He has time to recuperate, but his history isn't the best as far as health goes, so that is a little concerning. But with them out, Kramer, Carter, Leatherwood, they all get those all-important reps. And if, this happens during the season, the reps they're getting now could be crucial, going forward. So I would like everybody healthy, but as long as nobody, is getting suspended for betting or, beating up on people or, no season-ending injuries, I'm good.
I'll tell you guys what stands out to me. Number one, if you guys hadn't noticed, we got blue chippers all over the damn field right now on both sides of the ball. I can name them if you want me to, but do you use your imagination? On both sides of the ball, we got blue chippers just spread all around the field. That's number one. And I'll tell you another thing that really struck me the most looking at the all the videos people are putting out. We got some pretty up close views of what that looks like on the field. It's kind of like you're there. But how the size, the speed, and the agility of these guys. I mean, this is a big team. This is a big football team. It's full of athletes, man. There are athletes all over the field. And I know that's kind of general, me saying that, because every team is big athletes. But no, this team is particularly big and with some really unique athletes in it all over the field on both sides of the ball, man. And the agility that I'm noticing out of people like Tremaine, Kyler, even I've seen stuff with Jaquan Brisker, man. I mean, it is really impressive looking at these guys on the field and looking at them up close. It really kind of plays into what I've been saying the whole time. I really think highly of this team. I think they athletically and in their conditions, I think they can take teams into the fourth quarter and get to them and take over and kind of like bully teams late in games. I really am impressed with the size, the speed, and the agility of this team on both sides of the ball.
John Robb seems to be jumping out too. And I think that's a really cool thing to start to pay a little bit more attention to. Everybody's crying about that defensive end position, crying about that pass rush. He's learning how to use that power. We were talking about his lack of power use. On the previous show, he's starting to show it up. It's also starting to give Braxton Jones a little bit of troubles, but that's good, right? The more that he does it, the more that Braxton can prepare for it when it comes September, first week of September. So I'm interested in watching him grow as a player as well.
Trip.
I got really nothing else to add. It's just been the first, few days of pads, and the defense is hyped up and celebrating the interceptions as the defensive coaches coach them to do. But they're making them. Offense good one day, defense good the next. That's all we want to see is just that balance. So it's like, okay, they're doing their thing. When they put it all together and face, Indianapolis, I guess, is the first different competition. We'll see how that looks.
James Ford. Yeah. Go ahead, Sam.
No, I'm just gonna say you hit the nail on the head when you just talked about the athleticism of the team, and I think that's exactly what Poles was going for when he has a lot of guys with high RAS scores and guys who are who timed well in the 40 man, and I think it's starting to show on the field, man. And then, like I said, it's gelling, especially on the defense. Not only high RAS scores, but the length of these guys, I think, is going to present issues for offenses, man. We got length at every position. It seems like we have athleticism at every position and speed at every position. So, and that's offense and defense. For me, the only concern for me, I know you said, you're not concerned about it. I just wish that, the offensive line was getting more time together. The guys who are going to be starting, and getting that work in. But it's a long time before game one. So they got that time to get healthy and then get back together. So
all right, let's get to a particular guy, man. One person I'm really, really high on, and I really wish Carm was here right now so I can kind of take him to task about Chase Claypool, but
yeah.
We'll get our moment one of these days, I guess, man. But Chase Claypool is I think he's taking this season personal. This is what it sounds like to me. Some of the reports I'm hearing, some of the things people are saying about him, what he looks like on the field, his practice habits thus far. and just his overall edginess that he's bringing out to the field, man. I think he's taking this season personally for whatever reason. I mean, he's got a contract coming up, but something about all the heat that he took, postseason and during the season last year for what he did and what he didn't do. I think that's kind of bled into him, and I think he's taking it personal. I'm starting to see an edge come out off of him a little bit, and I think people are going to like what they see in Chase Claypool. I'm really looking forward to him.
How tall is he again? About 6'4", 6'5"?
6'5".
Yeah, he got about a 6'5" chip on his shoulder right now. Right? That's basically how he's playing, and I love it. Nothing better than that. Just they're calling him a hothead. That's exactly what you need on your team. You need a guy you can turn down. Hey, cool off, bro. Take it easy, bro. You know what I'm saying? You need to calm a dude down, and that's exactly what I want. Everybody else can be even keeled and have different personalities. We know there's one guy on that team who, when things are low, players, the team's playing flat, he's going to come out with some heat and some fire and try and do something because he has to prove himself this year, and he knows he has to do it. So I'm looking forward to Mapletron turning up this year for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Claypool in live action when he can not be double teamed, and that's a very hard 6'5", 4", whatever he runs to cover. The wingspan, the aggressiveness. We are finally going to get to be able to see why Ryan Poles traded for him last year, and now that he's digested the playbook, knows where to be. And something about it's always the damn receivers that got a little of that diva thing going on. And that just seems to be the position. And as long as he has that and can back it up, it's all good.
By all accounts, he is having the best camp of all the Bears right now, man. And I don't think anyone saw this coming. No one could have said, Chase Claypool is going to be the guy that stands out the most. From all the talks from the summer, from last year, everybody just down on him. And you know what? He may have in one game where he showed a lot of passion. I think that was the Detroit game when he was just upset. And that was just frustration because he wasn't having the success that he wanted to have. And, he's trying to learn the offense and something went wrong. And, that's just passion to me. That just means that he cares about the freaking game. So, but all the talk this summer, everybody down on him. What'd he do? He came right in this press conference. He didn't bat an eye, man. He didn't. He could have been PO'd at the media for the way that they treated him in the papers and on the articles. All the clickbait material that was out there about how he wasn't going to show up, how he hasn't shown up. And what does he come do? He comes and he shows up and he shows out every day. In practice, man, he's gotten knocked down, got dinged up a little bit, got right back up, went back in the game, next play, and that crack block that they are talking about, I want to see that on camera, I want to see the film of that. They say he hit a nice crack block. Defenses aren't going to be ready for that because he's a big dude, man. Not only is he 6'5", but he's kind of he's a swole dude, man. The dude puts in the work, so I'm not worried about Chase, man. I just hope that he leaves camp healthy, just like I do with all the other players. Man.
Hey, to Joseph Archer, man, yes, we're going to talk about the O-line. And King Book, I seen your concern in there. We're going to get to that here shortly, man. But I do want to speak a little bit more on Chase. You know what I got to do, Sam? I got to repeat myself because somebody's always watching this for the first time. So Chase Claypool, again, I got to put this in the context. How many times do I have to do this? 50 times? I don't know. But Chase Claypool came to the Bears, new offense, very complicated offense, it's a very verbal offense. And so just the verbiage of the offense, not the plays, not the actual routes, not his assignments, not his splits, not trying to figure out whether or not he's blocking on this play or wherever, if he's motioning. Forget all of that, all the stuff. You got to know all that stuff too. But just the verbiage is enough to spin your head. And so with all that going on in his head, he just getting to the team, they found a way to get him out there game one. You know what I mean? And he did what he could. It's an unreasonable expectation to expect the guy to play at top tier level. when you're just getting your hands on a playbook like that. It's merely impossible. If you didn't get at least a camp in, a training camp in with it, even after a training camp, you're going to be out there still trying to figure stuff out. Mooney told you that. And so most of those guys, they had the benefit, Mooney and them had the benefit of going through a camp and actually being able to digest some of the plays and what they're trying to do. And he struggled. So I never blame Chase Claypool for any of that. I mean, I know people have really unrealistic expectations of people and not without knowing the context and what he's tasked to do. And so what I'm telling you guys, as a person that actually seen the West Coast offensive playbook, man, it's a MF. I'm just telling you, man, it's a lot, just the verbiage in it. So I didn't expect much from Chase Claypool. And so why did they go and get him? Why did they spend a 30-second pick on him? Because they looked ahead at the receiver class, and you couldn't find a Chase Claypool there. They were looking for a certain type of receiver. And so the body type, the athletic traits that he has, they knew what they wanted, and they saw him on another team, and they used that draft pick to go get him. We're about to see the benefits of that this year. Kids, what do you got?
First off, I wish I could remember the game before Ryan Poles made the trade. I remember sitting there watching it and going, man, I wish we had like just a tall, big body receiver that Justin Fields can hit, that could just go up and do the 50-50 ball situation, split things away from Darnell. That game, Darnell was getting double teamed the whole way through. Then you get to the actual game where him and Darnell are playing. He's still trying to figure things out. They got him mostly just doing streak routes, deep ball case scenario. And he was doing all right in that respect if we're talking about Claypool. And then Darnell gets hurt. So the following game is a game where he's double teamed all game. And that was basically the end of the season for Chase Claypool. He gets hurt at the end of that game. Right? So everybody's down on Chase. He's double teamed solid for a whole game. Really nobody else on the given what we had at wide receiver at the time, not a lot of options there for Justin. It was an interesting situation, and that's really what we're looking at on top of what Nomad is saying about the playbook. He really wasn't in a great situation last year coming in. Again, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If Don Burr's in the chat, I'd love for you to answer the question I asked you a couple days back, but who do you double team? I don't know anymore. If you're double teaming Mooney, you have Chase Claypool and you've got DJ Moore wide open. Who are you going to guard now? I'm so hyped to watch what happens this year because it's going to be very interesting. We've got a 50-50 ball specialist who's super fast. That's the Canadian. We've also got a deep ball kid. We've got another deep ball jack of all trades with DJ Moore. We've got another deep ball slant inside receiver in Darnell who can also go to the outside. It's a very interesting mix of humanity right now, and I want to see what opposing deep I can't wait to see what Indianapolis pulls out of their bag of tricks there next week, just for shits and giggles, because I don't know what opposing defenses are going to do.
And that's the dilemma, kids. I'm sorry, I don't mean to step on your Trip. I know you got plenty to say, but that's the dilemma. The body types, the traits of all the different receivers that we have. We got receivers that are so versatile. People get caught up in Chase Claypool's size and forget how freaking fast that dude is.
Super fast.
Yeah, so I mean, with the multitude of the dynamics of the receivers that we have in that room, I like I said to you guys before in an earlier show, I don't envy being a D coordinator trying to figure out what do I want to take. If you feel like DJ Moore is the head of the snake, and you want to take that away,
cool.
Good luck trying to get to the rest of those guys, trying to get those guys one-on-one. Best thing you can do as a football guy, I'll be honest with you, the way I play that defense, and really it's just Justin can pick it apart at this point with the kind of receivers that he has. You just dump it off and let guys run. But I play cover 3 shell. A cover 2 is decent, but a 3 shell I think would be the best. That's the best thing you can do with all that kind of speed. But I'm sorry, Trip, man. I didn't mean to go on like that.
Well, just to build on what you're saying real quick, that cover 3 is going to allow a lot of slants, a lot of underneath
Yep.
groups that these athletes can get
Everything
wild
underneath
run.
they eat.
And,
And that's what we want. We want yak.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I'd
now
rather have that.
the chat here, Don Burr saying, kids, and for the third time, no need to double team when you have a legit secondary. Have you been paying attention? So I guess he's saying Detroit is a legit secondary.
Oh, hey,
Okay.
Don, you might as well knock that off, man. Hey, look, the way that dude, I don't know if you've been watching camp, Don, but let me tell you, bro, since you watch so much Bears coverage, watch that dude and you tell me who's going to guard him one-on-one. Tell me who's going to guard him one-on-one without getting 200 put up on him, putting 200 on his head. Guaranteed. If you try to guard that dude one-on-one, you better shade somebody over the top of that dude and just let Justin beat you with the rest of these guys. But you better take one of them away, and that would be a dude I would take away.
Right, man. Don just in here talking.
I got no comments.
Don don't know. Don know nothing. Don don't know nothing, man. He don't know what they got over there. There is no cornerback core that's built to beat all of this speed, man. You're gonna have to play coverage. You're gonna have to roll coverage around. You're gonna have to disguise coverage. Don is tripping right now, saying that they have a secondary that can stop all of this speed, and not to mention the towers that we have at tight end and the speed that we have coming out of the backfield. Don is not happy. Your defense was trash last year. It's gonna be trash this year. Let's stop it, Don. Okay, you got one good player.
You hadn't even started talking about tight end.
I like Alden. I like Alton. I like, what is it? Alton, the defensive end. I don't even care about his name, but he decent. I like him a lot. The dude from Michigan. But stop it, Don.
The best thing they got going on in the secondary is what's the old boy's name? Gardner Johnson.
Gardner Johnson.
Gardner Johnson's a dog. You know, I'll give you that.
Oh, Gardner Johnson.
He plays safety. He's not a corner no more.
Charlie Gardner Johnson. Yeah, I like him. He's a little scrappy dude, man, but he can get it too. He gonna get it too. We'll see. I can't wait to play them. I'm gonna just say that.
Me too. It's gonna be a beautiful situation. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what they're gonna do back there. And like you brought up the tight ends. I was leaving the tight ends. I was quiet about the tight ends for a reason. Like I don't know what you guys are gonna do. It's gonna be. I don't know what to say.
With honestly, offensive line, we are unbeatable on offense, man. There is nothing Justin can do no wrong back there. If he has time to throw it and to evaluate, he's gonna look from the top down. He's gonna look from the top. I can tell you what Justin's gonna do. He's gonna look from the top down. You know, see if I can get that deep, and if I can't get it deep, something's coming underneath every time. So Don can stop it, man.
Hey, you know
as far as Chase goes, man, and everybody else, man, we got it, man. We got it. We just got it. All just has to come together.
Hey, you know what, Sam? Since we got Don in here coping, Don Cope, that's his new name. He's coping. He's struggling, man. He don't know what to do with himself, so he come over here and when he feel bad for himself. So Chris, go ahead and drop that video on him so he can start getting the idea of what he got to deal with coming up soon. Uh-oh.
Pads will be popping. Music to my ears, baby.
Yeah, we got the energy. I don't know you, then you enemy. Yeah, we got the energy. You keep on talking, I think you should let it be. Yeah, you don't want to know what it took, though. You can only see what you look for. You don't want to see all the work that I put down. You can put the IOU on the books now. Look now. Yeah, show 'em what you made of. Gonna do it real major. Yeah, show 'em what you made of. We gonna do it real major. Show 'em what you made of. Show 'em what you made of. Show 'em what you made of. Gonna do it real major. Show 'em what you made of. Show 'em what you made of. Gonna show 'em what you made of.
Got a little lag. It's coming back. Don't worry,
man.
Don, you don't want none of that hot-ish. You don't want none of it.
Show 'em what you made of. Gonna show 'em what you made of.
Little lag. We'll get to it. That's number 13, boy. Hey, boy, I'm gonna tell you something, Don. I ain't ready for him.
Nope. We got 4 burners on it. We go 4 wide. What they gonna do? What is Detroit gonna do? We put 4 wide receivers. We put our top 4 on the field. There's nothing they can do to defend that. Nothing.
Don say it's a cut tape of only good plays, man. Let me tell you something, man. Hey, look, Don, I'm going to be honest with you, man. Y'all got a good team. I was just talking to Aldo recently, not like in the last couple of days. Aldo's sick, man, and shout out to Aldo, man. Hope you get better, man.
Shout
But
out.
I remember telling him, we're going to take it from y'all. I'm just going to tell you right now. We're going to have to beat you stiff, but we're going to take it. We're going to take it from you. I'm just going to let you know. I'm going to let you know that now. We taking it.
And it ain't going to be hard. It ain't gonna be hard though.
No.
It ain't gonna be hard to take it from them.
Man, this a bunch of big athletes, man. This is a real athletic, huge team that's really physical. Y'all gonna feel us. I could promise you that, Don. Y'all gonna feel us right the F away. You know what I'm saying? So just you can be hype as you want to, Don. I'm just telling you right now, man. Hey, you the homie, but I'm telling you, we about to bust y'all up.
Right.
I'm done talking to Don, man. We done talking to you, Don. You're not gonna hijack our show tonight. With that nonsense you talking.
All right. Hey, look, man. A couple of guys wanted to talk O-line, man, and I think people getting a little nervous.
Yeah, and we'll get into the O-line, but first we got to let you all know about the goings on at the Nomad Network. To make sure you are liking, sharing, and subscribing to Nomad Live, Nomad at Night, featuring MF in the Kitchen. And then also we got this little Facebook thing that Chris is going to play for you right now. Hit it, Mr. Producer.
Find us on Facebook, the Nomad Network, Nomad Live, Nomad at Night, a MFer in the kitchen.
All right. What was I saying?
You're about to get to the O-line.
Everybody, make sure you check us out on Facebook. And as a matter of fact, while we're talking about that, we are now on Podbean. So all you guys that can't watch a live show and you prefer to have your shows, digest your shows in an audio form, check us out on Podbean. We just got up and running yesterday, thanks to my man Nick Wells, the producer backstage. Hey, so we're gonna do some adjustments to Podbean.
Spotify and iHeartRadio is where they need to look for us right now. We're up on both.
Good job, because I didn't even realize that. Spotify and iHeartRadio. Didn't know that. But thank you.
Soon to be Apple Music.
Thank you.
Boom.
So we're starting to branch out a little bit, man.
And we're streaming on Twitch, everybody. Twitch.com/The Nomad Network. That's the with 2 E's. Nick is out.
My man Nick. Hey, the guys, everybody's pitching in, helping out, making sure we're branching out, use like octopuses, man, making sure we got our tentacles everywhere we need to have them. So I appreciate Nick, Triple R, Chris, Samo's doing stuff. Kids is about to start doing some things, man. So we all, as a collective, we're all trying to do our best to branch this thing out. So a lot of good stuff can come out of the Nomad Network. I can just tell you that right now. We've been saying that for some weeks. But I'm telling you right now, it's going to be some really good stuff coming out of the Nomad Network. And everything ain't going to be Bears. I'm just telling you right now. So get your taste buds ready for some different things. So just be prepared for that. Before we get, let me finish that conversation and start this one. The O-line, I sense a lot of angst because, you're hearing things about Braxton.
Yeah.
Evan walked off the field with a trainer. No Nate Davis for the last couple of days. I think people jump to conclusions a little too quickly because, in camp, you're going to have a lot of moving around. Guys are going to get nicked up. Might be a hammy, might be cramps. It might be a whole lot of different things, man. But you're going to have little things like that happen in camp. But do not let that anxiety get the best of you. Those guys are fine. If they weren't, we'd know something about it. So what do you guys think about the O-line so far? If I had any concern as of right now, it's just because I don't know enough about the depth. I haven't seen those guys. One thing I have heard about the depth is Leatherwood is settling in at left guard. That's a welcome piece of news that I heard. So what do you think about that, Samo?
Yeah, man. And that's what I was just going to get to, man, and say that I'm concerned. Well, I'm a little bit concerned. I'm not going to say I'm concerned. I would just like for the offensive line, the starting offensive line, to have more reps together early on in camp. But what this does, allow us to do is to see what depth we have. If we have depth or if we need to go out and get someone. Like you said, there's a lot of talk about Alex Leatherwood settling in at that left guard position. And, that's what I always thought that he was just a left-handed player. Maybe he just needed to be back on that left side. I think the Raiders ruined him when they moved him over to the right side. And, he just wasn't comfortable there and never got comfortable there. And then we bring him here and we do the same thing. I think he's just a left-handed player and he plays better on that side of the ball. And as far as everyone else goes, man, I'm hearing that Patrick is settling in at guard. So Lucas Patrick, we can see if he's going to be our swing guard or not, or if we could just release him. We're going to be able to figure out our depth on our team. And that's what's welcome. And as far as Braxton goes, man, he says he still has some stuff to figure out with the bull rush. It's gonna come together. He's still working on that. He has another month to figure it out.
This is when he needs to figure it out, right? This is exactly that time. So yeah, I have concerns. I'm a little bit more concerned than Nomad is with the Nate Davis thing. He missed OTAs, which is fine. They're totally they're not mandatory. They're totally optional. So that's fine. But again, you got big money. You're coming into a brand new team. You think he might want to come in and make his impression felt. I do remember at some point they said he came in.
Whoa. People are telling me it's breaking news.
Breaking news. Run it, Chris. Run the breaking news.
Run it.
Uh-oh. I got a feeling I know what this is. Yannick.
What's cracking?
Chris.
From the Nomad Network News Channel, we have breaking Chicago Bears news.
All right, according on Twitter, X, whatever the hell it is, Adam Schefter says the top available defensive free agent defensive end Yannick Ngakoue is signing a 1-year, $10.5 million deal, including $10 million guaranteed with the Chicago Bears. His agent, Rosenhaus, confirmed the deal Thursday night.
Okay, hold on. Before you guys take off, Chris, do me a favor and let me see what you can find. Let's get a little video. If nothing else, let's get a picture up there while you're finding the video, if you could. But I'm not seeing it just yet. I hope you are right. But ooh, you know what that means to me? I'm gonna just tell you guys what that meant to me. This is how I decipher if that's the case. We got to make sure we get it confirmed. But if they sign,
I see Ian Rappaport as well.
Okay,
and he's about as legit as they come.
It's official, man.
Thank you guys in the chat for breaking that for us, man. Because I seen that out of the corner of my. I'm like, the first time I seen breaking news, and I seen Yannick Ngakoue, and I kept seeing breaking news. I'm just like, somebody check that out. But you know what that tells me? That tells me that they aren't looking at this team like a team that can't win. They are looking at what they are seeing in camp, and they are liking it. So that means Nomad and this team and this group of guys haven't been fluffing this team. That means what I see on film is real. They see a team that can really compete and make something happen out there. That's when you go and make a signing like that.
I absolutely agree with you. That's exactly how I read that situation. Like, they see a team that, we're ready. Like, we can compete. We can go take this division this year. They see the defense is gelling. They was like, why not add this piece? And Nomad, I know you were talking about it earlier today. Like, something's going to break today. You felt it. So you felt that. You definitely felt that.
What I tell you on the backstage?
He did.
Yeah.
You
definitely felt that something was going to break today, and it did, man. And we kind of knew something was going to happen, but I didn't know that it was just going to happen this soon, And I'm happy with Yannick Ngakoue, man. That's going to be a dog for us. We got a dog at defensive end, but I also wonder. Now, the only thing I'm not even gonna say that, man. I wonder what it means about this injury situation, with our guy.
With Walker?
with Walker. Yeah, I wonder if Walker is completely healthy. That's the only thing I don't want to happen.
Sam. I'm knocking on wood.
Man, knocking on wood. But if we can have Yannick Ngakoue and Walker, hey, it's gonna be a beastie defensive line, just like we thought. Hey, we got somebody in the green room running around. I'm sure he wants to jump in here and talk about it.
Let's get him on the show.
Pop him in. Want me to pop him in?
Pop him in.
Let's go!
Let's go, bro.
Let's go!
When did you find out, Bragg? Did you just
Right
find out?
when I jumped into your stream, and I was going to apologize to you guys because I completely forgot. I fell asleep about 2 hours ago after I went golfing, me and Jenny over here taking a nap. And then I wake up, get on my TV set, watching football, got baseball on TV, and I'm like, shit, I was supposed to go on Nomad tonight. Felt terrible. Jump on, pull my computer up, and as I come in, you guys broke the news to me, and I'm going crazy over here because the Chicago Bears are trying to win football games this year, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Bragg,
Is
it confirmed? Is it confirmed, Bragg? Is it confirmed?
Yeah, Schefter tweeted it out, so unless I'm having another moment where I fall for fake tweets.
All right, you did that before.
I mean, my head's spinning, but it's confirmed because in our Slack channel for CHGO, we're talking in there, and Hoag's already talking about it. So everybody's buzzing about this. This is exciting stuff. Like I said, guys, the Chicago Bears are trying to win football games. They got a week of practice. I'm just going crazy over here, guys. You can clip this later because this is as fired up. This is the kind of stuff I love. Like
I'm surprised you guys ain't live, man.
Well, hey, keep this between us girls, but I think we're about to. So I got a minute to be on here, and I apologize for not coming on at 8 o'clock. But this was just like fate that I came on right when this happened. So you're going to get my initial reaction, and then I'll jump on CHGO Bears here in just a few minutes. But this is just so exciting because, they got a week to see what they had in this team. They got a week to look at DeMarcus Walker. They got a week to look at Terrell Lewis. They got a week to look at Travis Gibson. They got a week to look at Dominique Robinson and understand, okay, this is what these guys are going to do, but then they still add that depth. And I don't know what the contract is, but regardless, signing a 1-year deal, $10.5 million. So that's what Ryan Poles did. He waited the market out, and he said, you can go find something better, more power to you. If not, we got the bag for you for 1 year. You can come in here, make a name for yourself, and then go get another bag next year.
Hey,
I think this is just so exciting on so many levels because, the depth on the defensive and offensive line, which they still need to address. But first things first, now you got another pass rusher in here. You saw the way the defense was flying around on Wednesday, dominating practice, dominating the offense. Now you add Yannick Ngakoue, somebody that's familiar to the system. You know what I mean? This isn't Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack was just another stratosphere when you talk about bringing in talent, but this is just going to bolster depth to a defense that was already starting to look like, hey, they're going to be at the very least formidable, if not at the very least serviceable.
Hey, Bragg, you know what's funny about all this is because it affects two things. Number one, I've been saying for months, they're not going to do anything until they see what these guys look like in pads.
Right.
So I've been saying for a long time, everybody in the chat, they'll tell you. I've been saying, give it about a week in pads, and if they don't like what they see, and if they're not feeling really good about what they have, they're going to make a signing. But this signing speaks to me that, okay, there's something, there could be another angle to this that we really like what we see in this team. And just to make sure that, I think we can, I'm thinking like Flus, and Poles is talking to him. Do you think you have the kind of team that can compete?
Right.
Yes, I like what we have. What do you need, Flus? Let me get an edge rusher that can really kind of turn the corner and really kind of put this over the top for us and get us off the field.
And hey, let's keep doing it. They signed that defensive lineman from Carolina the other day, a depth piece. Now they get Yannick Ngakoue, somebody that can be somebody that can show these younger players how to play the game. Not like let's add more offensive line depth, like I mentioned a few minutes ago.
I'm gonna go run and grab my phone, so you guys keep talking. But like at some point, I am gonna have to jump off. But I wanted to give you guys some love here because I did screw you guys at the 8 o'clock slot that we talked about. So this was a lot of fun to just jump on here right when because like I said, you guys broke the news for me, so I wanted to give you guys my reaction because I'm scrambling in here and that's what I love, man. I just want the Bears to win football games. Rooting against my team like I was the last 8 games of last year because I wanted them to get a high pick. Because I thought we'd have a chance at one of those, Jalen Carter or Will Anderson or whatever we were going to do. It was hard. It goes against my nature as a Bears fan, but I did what I wanted to do as a fan. I did not want them to win games. I don't care what anybody judges me on in that regard. That was what was best for this franchise. Now they have DJ Moore, Darnell Wright, a future first-round pick, and all these things. So now this year, I get to root like hell for the Bears to win football games. And that's going to be week 1 cannot get here fast enough. So I'll be right back. I got to grab my phone, and then I'll see if I got to pop off.
Do your thing, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Bragg, CHGO crossover, Nomad at Night, Nomad Live. This is awesome shit. I just want to say one thing here. Don Burr, I've seen about 17 texts from you here brought in the chat. This is all directly related to the fact we just picked up good old Mr. Ngakwe, and
that's
looks
right.
like folks in Detroit are a little sour. There's sour flavor in that Detroit water. Hey, Donnie.
Hey, Chris, let me know when you got something. If just pop in and let me know when you got something.
Hey man, this is a welcome signing though, right here, dog. Our defensive line is about to be popping right now, dog. Because by all accounts, we've already heard that they've been playing well. And those guys in the middle. I know you say you haven't heard a lot about who was it? Zach Pickens, but I have. Yeah. I heard last night Wani was talking about him. Wanistad was saying that he looks really good in camp and he looks really quick and he uses his hands really well. And he said the same about Javon Dexter too, but he specifically pointed out that Pickens looked really good to him. So man, by all accounts, man, what Poles has done to rebuild this team from the top down, man. It's just crazy to me.
Don is really cooking right now. Look at him.
he's sour grapes in the Detroit water, y'all. Sour grapes
by
in the
choice,
Detroit
Don.
water.
It was by choice, Don. The man.
Of course it was by choice. Of course it was by choice. We waited this whole Poles waited the whole situation out. Top loaded contract. There's only 5. There's $500,000 left. He's basically paid to get 8.5 sacks. Like this is what the man does. He's gonna get 8.5 sacks. I wonder how many of those will be on Jared Goff.
Hey, kids,
might get more.
Kids, let me tell you guys something. I don't think, and you can hold me accountable for whatever you. I don't think this is what you guys think it is. I don't think this is a signing because of a need. I think this is a signing to put us over the top. I think Bruce really liked what he saw out there, and he met with Poles and said, "Hey, man, what do you tell me overall? What do you think? I really like what we got. What do you need?" This, I think, would put us over the top. Yannick Ngakoue. That's what I think we're dealing with right now. I don't think it was a need. I don't think Dominique Robinson wasn't looking good. DeMarcus Walker, Terrell Lewis. I don't think any of that was a problem. I think we want to add on to that.
When you have a secondary that's looking as good as it is right now in camp, that's what you do. You make sure that your pass rush is going to be formidable. And because if that ball comes out a little quick, a little early, then we jump in those routes. We have length in the middle of the field at linebacker. And now in our secondary, is athletic, long, and quick and fast, man. Those guys are going to eat. We're going to have a lot of turnovers this year, guys. Mark my word.
No, man, I'm not sure that the commit extension got us to the floor either. So he was going to have to spend some money.
It didn't. Yeah. You're right, Chris. There's still room.
Yeah, so they got to spend some money.
Yep.
There's still room. So don't count your chickens. I've said it before. Don't count your chickens.
What kind
Something
of
else could still happen.
What kind of money are we talking?
Right now, I think we
just getting
million.
to the just getting to the floor is one thing. You can still go above the floor and actually spend. They haven't even got past the floor. I think this probably brings us up to the floor now.
Yeah, I think this brings us up to the floor, and we still have 19 million in cap space or something close to that.
Man,
And the other foot has not dropped yet to see who is being released for that roster spot. So that's still TBD.
Yep. And that's money that's gonna go back on the books. We ain't saying, yep.
Somebody's getting cut. I don't like it, but somebody's got to go.
Let me look at who's in
Green. Probably gonna be Rasheem Green, man. We haven't heard much about him.
What's your situation, Bragg?
No, I'm not there. Thursday.
What if it's?
I'm gonna mute Brad.
Nobody. No, nobody's there tonight.
Muted him. All right.
He don't know he's.
Yeah, he can't. He doesn't know that he can hear him. Yeah.
On,
Bragg, we'll let Braggs work that out and then let him come back in a sec, man.
But
man, oh, don't say it's Gibson. Don't say Gibson is out.
Oh no, who said that?
No.
TP3. It's that rabbit.
Don't be
what
saying
up, rabbit?
I told you
Boys,
guys.
Can you hear me? I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hey, I got to get running. As you can imagine, we're getting scrambling to get going here, and they want me to produce.
Hey, what time are y'all dropping?
As soon as I can get this link set up and everything else, but they're ready to rock, so I got to get going here. But hey, I really appreciate you guys. Again, apologies. I'll make it up to you down the road here. I'm always happy to jump on when I can. It's been a crazy week, but this is exciting stuff, so I'm glad I could give you the instant reaction. But yeah, Chicago Bears are ready to compete, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll see you guys over at in the chat. We always appreciate your support, and you'll always get mine. And you guys keep up the good work, and I guess I'll see you here on the mean streets of Twitter.
Hey, Greg,
you keep up the good work, Brad.
See when Mr. Carman can make it up to us also.
Yeah, he's at dinner. I think he's at dinner too. But he's Hollywood, so he's
I know.
He's getting a big lip for that.
All right, I'll hit you guys up.
Thanks, Greg.
Man, we just want to tell you we appreciate everything you're doing out there at Cap, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
No problem, man.
Man of the people.
No, I appreciate you guys. So I'll always stay true to you guys and what I've always been. So I'll hit you up. All right, guys.
Later.
Hey, fellas.
That's your guy.
I'm not just talking to my co-hosts and my producers. Everybody in the chat, keep refreshing your your Twitter, because there's another shoe that's gonna have to drop. When somebody gets signed, it might not be a DN, it might be somebody somewhere else.
It could be another position.
Yeah, so just keep refreshing your Twitter, and we'll try to stay here a little bit, man, to kind of make sure we're getting everything covered. So keep tuned in at Nomad Live. Don't take off to nobody else's podcast. We got you covered right here, man. We got everything you need.
Hey, man.
Crazy.
Anything else, man? Anything. So now that we've just got done talking about how the defense is
something. He's saying Vildor.
He said Vildor?
That's the first person I noticed.
What?
I don't know. Don't be just saying stuff, Nathan, man. We got to make sure that's the person.
We haven't heard his name in camp, though. I haven't heard his
Sounds
name
like his.
That would be interesting.
Sounds like his guess to me.
All right.
But don't be surprised if it's Gibson.
Sure.
I told you, if Gibson's not starting, he's getting cut.
Man, Chris, we need a video, man, so people can.
Man, there's no video. They're just breaking articles, but no video.
I'm talking about a highlight tape, a quick highlight, so they can see what we got.
All
right.
Yeah, I don't see anything corroborating Kendall Vildor. I don't see anything corroborating.
That was his wish, I think.
Travis Gibson right now. We'll see.
Well, I appreciate you though, Nathan. I think Nathan was the first person that I saw that actually said
breaking news. Yeah, I think it was Nathan.
Oh shit, Cheetah up in the house. Right on. Welcome back, sir.
Doug, what up, boy?
He's back for the start of the season.
Yeah, we're gonna get this thing monetized. We ain't there yet, T. I can't wait, man. I appreciate you already. We're gonna get it going.
Man.
Word up,
We
Torian.
just got done talking about it.
Hey, we got to make sure everybody's liking, subscribing. We got to get them subs up so we can monetize, man. Can't say that enough times, man. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell, sharing. I can't say that enough times. We need to get this thing really pumping, man. I know we the new kids on the block, but you know we got the team with the most substance. You can't deny that. So you know we need you guys to get us pumping, man. So keep it coming.
Keep it coming.
Wow.
Keep it coming. Man,
Breaking
we just
news for those of you who are just tuning in right now. Yannick Ngakoue has signed on to the Chicago Bears. Apparently a 1-year, $10.5 million top-loaded contract, 10 guaranteed. This is a first for Nomad at Night. This is awesome. Breaking brand new, hot defensive end news for the Bears fans in the world.
J-Mac just confirmed it on Twitter. Jason McKee.
Yeah, it's confirmed. Yeah. It's done. Yeah.
Herb Howard.
Adam Schefter, everyone's reported it. Once Adam Schefter's not going to put his name out there unless it's done, man.
Schefter and Rappaport, if those guys sign off on it, it's law. They're
the first to know. Yeah, they're the first to know. Either one of them guys are the first to know. We just got done talking about how this defense is looking, man. How good this defense is looking. And
Here we go. Chris just found the video. Chicago is lit right now.
Immediately.
This is what we're adding to Fluce's defense.
Not against us, though, Chris.
That's all right.
Immediately, you know. Oh, look at this guy.
Tried to skip.
Look at this.
Look at this.
Look at that.
Speed, that hop
Look at that get off. Yep.
I love that move right there. Dominique Robinson was experimenting with that move, but he ain't ready yet.
And you know what? This will be good for Dominique Robinson, man.
This is what I've been trying to say.
Yeah.
Some kind of veteran presence on that line is going to help both him and Travis Gibson, as well as Walker.
Look at that, get off.
Again, now, who do you double team on that line? The odds are in Ngakoue, those guys have a much larger chance to get more penetration. So, right, look at how Gibson ate when he had a Robert Quinn on the other side, or when he had Khalil Mack on the other side, right?
Yep.
He was able to step up and get a heck of a lot more pressure. That's what we're going to see from whoever's on that opposing side. That's why I was always for us getting some level of veteran leadership on that line.
Look at the speed, man. Look at the speed.
Oh, yeah.
Get off,
that
man.
get off is crazy.
I mean, it's hard. That's hard to deal with, man. You can look at that.
Mm-hmm. And he has strength, man. He plays with good strength, leverage, bend. He's a grown man out there on that pass rush, man. Like inside.
Hey, Derek Carter, man. I don't know who's gone, man. It could be. I don't know that they just released Gibson, you know, more and more so than trying to look for a trade for him. But there's definitely going to be another shoe that drops. Somebody just said they could watch him. I think Drew said the same thing. Watch him sign Justin Houston at the same time.
I was about to say that myself, right? That's what I've been trying to say. If we're just now at the cap floor, there's still paper to be spent.
That means we're trying to win the conference if we do that, man. We're not just thinking about a division. We're going for the conference champ.
Guys, this is a big dog. This is a big dog move right here.
It is. It says a lot about what they think about the team right now, man, especially after hearing everything good coming out of camp from the defense. So
on these other,
you know what? We're going to turn it up another notch.
On these other networks, they're going to run with a narrative. Somebody's not looking good, Travis Gibson or Dominique Robinson or whoever. They're going to run with that narrative. I'm telling you right here on the Nomad Network what I've been telling you all off season long. If they didn't like what they were seeing in camp, I'm not saying that's the case. If not, they see a team that can really challenge, and you would make an addition like that to your roster to kind of really put you over the top. You guys can figure out, because don't any of us know the real reason behind it, but that's my instincts. They want to add to what they have.
Yep.
They were 27.8 million over the cap before this signing. So this is going to count 10 against because he got 10 million guaranteed. So they should be
over
at 27
Under.
million under 27 million point.
Hey,
Point
Chris.
eight. Yes,
Hey,
sir.
Chris. You know who else is turning up right now?
Who's that?
Everybody on the MF and roster. They like, hell yeah, Pose. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
They're dancing around right. If they're at
they
House Hall
rowdy
right
right
now,
now.
they're dancing
The
in the
defense
locker
is
room.
going crazy right now. You think they were talking the other day when this dude gets in camp? Hey, it's about to get, and you know what this gonna do? That's gonna elevate the play of the freaking offense, man. The offense is gonna have to step it up now, especially that offensive line. This is what you want. This is gonna make our offensive line better right here. That's the other reason why you go and get a dude that's a dog at defensive end, man, because it's gonna make those tackles better. That's what they need, man. They're gonna have to get better in practice, you know. And the other thing, man, the sub package, man, when you know that rabbit package, when you really got to go after that passer, when you know it's an obvious pass situation, you're gonna have Yannick Ngakoue on one end, you're gonna have Dominic Robinson on the other end, then you can kick DeMarcus Walker inside and then maybe even put Gibson next to him, you know, and have all these pass rushers just all pushing towards the passer, man. And how quick you think the ball's coming out?
Man. You know, do you realize everybody on that roster is looking at Twitter and they found that news out and they was like, hell yeah, Pose. Hell yeah. He believes in this roster. More than anything, Flus did and conveyed that to Pose and let Pose know, hey, man, I like these young guys, man, and these veterans, the mixture of them. These guys look ferocious in camp. What do you need? I'm telling you what we need. Trust me. Give me an edge rusher that can get us off the field, and we'll be fine.
Yep.
Man, I'm excited. Oh my God, man.
Oh, I'm just laughing over here.
And something, man, don't even address that dude, man. We done with him, man. We done with him tonight. Yeah, put him in the corner. We put him in the corner. Don't say nothing else to him, man.
Don, you're on timeout, Don.
You want to see a troll? He want to troll. We put him in the corner. Hey, you go worry about Jameis getting beat up on by an undrafted free agent in Sterling Thomas. That's what you worry about.
Man.
So I'm gonna give Don two cents and just say, even if by some stretch of the imagination our guys really aren't getting a heck of a lot of pressure, I'm still hype about this because the secondary is really where the investment has been over the course of the last 2.5 years, if you're paying attention. So as long as we're putting some level of pressure, if we're getting 1 foot into the backfield, like the Superback was saying about Javon Dexter yesterday, hey, you guys have problems. You're going to have to deal with our secondary now. This should be super fun to watch now from the other side of the ball. Let's go get Justin Houston next. Let's see. Let me just throw it out. Let's go get one more guy and piss off the NFC.
Boy,
let's piss off the NFC.
See, the thing about both of those guys is they're both left side, left end dominant. And so if I had to throw any wet blanket on that, I would say the next move probably wouldn't be Justin Houston. Why? Because the guy that a traditional right end is probably Clowney. He plays mostly off the right side. Now, so that's what I believe. If they're going to go spend some more money on ends, it's probably Justin Houston is traditionally a left side rusher. Clowney is a right side rusher.
I honestly don't even think they'll spend any more money on the defensive end now, man. I think the defense is solidified right now. The defense is solidified. The only question on defense right now, to me, is Jalen Johnson and what we're gonna do with that situation. Either we're gonna keep him or we're gonna and right now, seeing how we really looking to compete, it sounds like, hey, I think we're gonna keep Jalen Johnson around this year. And our secondary is just gonna be solid.
It's not a question of holes, Samuel. You're right. It's not really a question of question marks right now. It's now a question of let's strike fear into the hearts of men. That's basically where we are now, right? It's a completely unknown situation in September when we kick this baby off against Green Bay. What is the defense going to look like? Well, last year our defense got trounced for obvious reasons. everybody was flushed out.
Mm-hmm.
We built, we've done some interesting things. What's it going to look like this year? We have one more, we spent a little bit of money on one more guy, and offenses are going to have to worry. They're not sure about our secondary. I'm sure about the secondary. I think the secondary is going to be dangerous.
Yep.
Now, if we can get a little bit of pass rush action going on there,
make some more
I think those interceptions, those turnovers that Flus has been pumping about, the whole reason why Peanut Tillman's been at Hallis Hall as frequently as he has over the course of the last 2 years, I think that just might materialize.
Hey, Samo, I got a scenario for you to think about. What if, because pretty much everybody has DeMarcus Walker penciled in on as left DN or right DN, one of those DN spots, right? Mm-hmm. What if they're not considering him there at all, and they want to pencil him in as as a 3, the back of the 3, and then let the rookies switch in and out on the inside? What if that's what they're thinking?
They could. That's what they can do now. Even if that's not what they were thinking before, they're gonna think about it now because of what you have at defensive end. Now you got one guy who's solid on the left side, and we see that Travis is on a contract season, so I expect him to just step up this year. And then we already know that Robinson is developing as well. He's put in the work this year, so he wants to eat a little bit too. So everybody's going to be hungry now on that defensive line and anxious when they get their opportunity. It's going to be a nice rotation at defensive end, and you don't need to play DeMarcus Walker at defensive end now. So, and we know he's dominant at 3 tech because last year he got his 7 sacks came from 3 tech, and he only played 37% of the snaps. He got 7 sacks at 3 tech. So on obvious pass situations, man, I can definitely see him being placed there and dominating, straight dominating.
Man, his tape is full of highlights, but no more in any other place other than 3 tech, man. He dominates from the inside. He's really dominant from the inside. And so if you're thinking as a coach, if I'm Flus, how can we get ourselves in a situation where we're not on the end? He's necessary. We need him on the end. What if we put ourselves in a position where we're structured and we have depth at the end, and so we don't have to play him on the end? He can play in, but what if you can work him inside and use his gifts on the inside, play in and play out? Now you're cooking with grease, because now you got rookies right behind him. They got Juice, Ron Dexter, Zach Pickens. You still got Justin Jones. So now you got 3 potential guys that can play 3 tech, down in and down out. Now you're looking at Dominique Robinson behind Yannick Ngakoue, maybe Travis Gibson, maybe Rasheem Green behind him. Now you got something. Terrell Lewis on either one of those sides. So now you're starting to talk about depth now. Do we have enough? Those rotations, keep that flow coming. You know what I mean? So man, dude, this really has me amped up now. By them making a signing like this tells me a whole lot about what the coach and GM thinks about this team.
What else it tells me, man? Who we trying to emulate, man? Who else has all this depth on defensive line right now, man? Those Philadelphia Eagles. Those Eagles, and they stayed fresh, and that's why they were able to rush those passers ferociously, That's why they had that ferocious pass rush, because they had all that depth and everybody was fresh, rotating in and out. We have that now. But not only do we have that, we have the run stuffers that they don't have. We have Billings. We have Bravion. Now, those guys are straight run stuffers. And I'm not going to say that Bravion can't rush the passer too. And if a team fakes a run, and he's in there, like, he can push the pocket too. That dude is hell of athletic, dog. And man, I just like the depth that we have now at defensive line positions. Every position is going to be a crazy rotation, man. Guys are going to be fighting to make sure they're on the squad or make the active game day roster now. So you have to be active in practice to make sure that you're going to make that game day roster this week.
And it wasn't just lip service when Ryan Post said, we're going to compete for the division this year. You know, we got the young talent. We got the waiver wire position that we've already capitalized on. Defensive tackle Roy, which is still eligible till week 3 of the season. There's money to be spent. He spent it on a 1-year deal, you know, $10 million. I guess that's going rate. So cool. So he is putting forth the effort to build a young up-and-coming team while adding veterans here and there. So it's a good mix, you know. The power of polls is compelling you.
Yep.
Man,
You know,
listen. Go ahead.
No,
one more thing, man. Go ahead.
No. I'm good, bro. You go, man. I'm just loving
One more thing, man. I just thought about, and there's some Tripp's been harping on all year, all summer long. You've been harping on this Trip, and you haven't said it, so I'm gonna say it for you. We have the number 1 waiver wire position all the way up until week 2 of the NFL, week 3 of the season till week 3. Man, there are going to be some good players released. It happens every year. It happens every year where a good player is released and then goes on to another team and shows out. Man, we're going to add some depth, I'm sure, off that waiver wire. And if we don't add it to our team directly, it will be added to the practice squad, man, where guys are going to be able to be stashed there, develop, and then be pushed up to the 53, you know, when we need them. So I think, man, this is about to be a deep team. I think that, man, the power of polls just is compelling the heck out of me right now. Like, dude, I can't even lie to you, dog.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. Yannick Ngakoue, I think, and I'm talking to his agent, and he's effusive about, you know, I want a long-term deal. Okay, Chicago's willing to offer you one, but after a 1-year deal, show them what you've showed consistently everywhere you've been, and they're willing to extend you. That's probably the conversation going on. Yannick said he wanted to, at first he said he wanted to play for a contender. Let's put that out there. He wanted to play for a contender.
Yep.
Does he see Chicago as a contender? He also said, to be fair, he played for anybody. But I'm betting he's seeing what we saw.
Yep.
He's seeing the same thing that we saw, man. Them guys is young. They got a lot of juice. This quarterback looked like he's about to turn the corner. Man, they done brought in DJ Moore, and they out there tearing it up. They grabbed Chase Claypool before that, and they got all these speed. Man, dude, you think Yannick is stupid? He can read the room. That team is young, full of juice, and ready to roll. I sign with them. Yeah, I like what they got going on. Hell yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing if I'm Yannick.
Yep.
So, I mean,
we're becoming that team that's a destination that players want to come and play. You know, and we see it because all the players, they believe in Justin Fields, man. We saw how he was ranked in that top 100. And they ranked him up above Trevor Lawrence, who won a playoff game last year. So, you know, players believe in Justin. Then they see the culture that we're building over here. And I know if they watch, you know, our videos and see how much fun the guys look like they're having and how, you know, the camaraderie that they're building throughout the offseason, man, going to these Bulls events and what was it, the other event? What was it, the baseball event and all these different things that they do, you know, to make this team gel, not only on the field, but off the field, man. I think it all stands out to me. And it means that, you know, the tide is turning for us. Finally, man, we got the right people in place from the top down, from polls to Eberflus, man. It just looks so much different and it feels so much better, man. It's refreshing, man. I can't wait till the freaking season starts, man.
Hey, Trip, thank you for staying on top of things down there, man. I see you, man. Appreciate that. And you too, Kez, man. But hey, man, look. Go ahead.
I just wanted to touch on the Philadelphia comment from earlier on and how polls are sort of taking a bit of a page out of their book. And Drew Rosenhaus is probably sort of the middleman in all of that. And Drew Rosenhaus is Yannick's, he's Yannick's agent. He's also DJ Moore's agent. So what are the odds that he may not have been at Hallis Hall or at Bourbonnais at some point this week, just taking a peek, walking around with DJ, and saying, "Damn, this is the perfect place for Yannick. What can I do to get Yannick over here?" Right? These are similar things that he would have been saying with the Philadelphia Eagles. Imagine that the Jalen Carter trade materialized. Who do you think his agent happens to be, right? His agent is also Rosenhaus. It's a very interesting little triangle that's there between Howie Roseman, Ryan Poles, and Drew Rosenhaus. Just want to throw that out there for you guys to sort of pay attention to moving forward. Cool little thing.
Hey, Leo, man, listen, I know people still concerned about the O-line. We were supposed to start talking about that, man. I'm just going to briefly tell you, they still have the financial ability to make a move there if they're not feeling right about anything on that offensive line. If they start seeing any glimmer of, we're not sure about this, we need to shore this up, we still have the financial ability to be able to address that. So I wouldn't worry so much about that, man. These guys really know what they're doing. It doesn't do us any good to sit here and speculate about, oh, okay, you hear a little bit of bad news. Don't worry about it, man. I promise you, if they see something, you got to trust these guys. You got to be. We got to, as a fan base, we got to get to the point where, hey, we know we have competent people at Hallis Hall. They're going to take care of something if it's not right. So you just got to believe in them that much. So if there's any kind of question marks on the O-line, they'll have that shored up in a matter of days. I promise you that.
Right, Leo. Iron sharpens iron, man. This move right here is going to help build that offensive line. This is going to help both of those tackles. You know, they got to go up against this dude, and they're going to get better because of it.
I don't mind the fact, and I kind of hate to say this, but I don't mind the fact that we're experiencing a little bit of injury on that O-line right now. And the reason that I say that is it's really giving us the ability to take a peek at a fair amount of depth on that O-line. What happens to Lucas Patrick? I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know there was a lot of conversation about him earlier on. He's got a deal already. He's going to be on the roster. I really don't expect them to cut him, but how does he really factor in? Well, there's your swing right guard. Kind of makes sense for him to factor in there. Jatari Carter is kind of starting to sound more like the potential center, if I'm correct. No, sorry, that's the other one.
Right guard.
Right.
He's also on. He would also be on the right. Who's the center?
Patrick Kramer.
Patrick is a backup. Patrick is a backup center.
Kramer's been backing up. Yep.
Patrick goes to guard in a break glass moment.
In a break glass situation, but he's standard backup center. So we've got. I'm just saying, depth, right, is what we're actually seeing on the line right now. If Leatherwood's coming in and looking decent at the left guard position as well, these are all things that we need to test out right now, because if shit hits the fan, these are the guys that are going to be playing. And last year we got the opportunity to see some of these guys come out there and really just take their first reps. Whether they were good or not, that's not really what you want this year. This year you want a little bit more season, a little bit more, knowledge that, Lucas Patrick is that guy and he will be able to back things up and hold the fort down. And you have to be able to say that for a Leatherwood, et cetera, as you move forward.
Hey, listen, when you start hearing, Patrick saying that guard, right guard, left guard, they've got to get those reps in regardless, because Patrick is going to be the backup center, but they're also going to ask him to swing at each guard spot too. So he's going to be in at left, he's going to be in at right. But the truth is they need to make sure Jatari Carter is getting those same reps, and I think they are, and I think that's what they want to do, to see him develop. Now, say in a game situation, we get to game one, something goes down and a guard goes down, and the first person in is Patrick at a guard spot. That tells you that they're not completely 100% sure Jatari Carter is ready. So that's how that reads to me when you start hearing things like this. But he is absolutely the backup center to Cody Whitehair, and that's really where you need him at, is to make sure he's at center. You need guard depth. He provides that. Jatari Carter provides that. Leatherwood provides that. And so I like that combination there.
And like you said, man, give it time, man. Give it time. Give the team time to figure it out. If they see that, offensive line is going to be an issue. I fully expect Poles to make a move or CMO to, mix it up, move some pieces around. So something's going to happen. They're going to figure this out. I'm fully confident in that. Guys are going to get open a lot faster this year, guys. So the offensive line won't have to block as long. So look, we're going to be fine. Just, don't let everybody hype you up and tell you the sky's falling. That's because we got these guys out hurt. And I personally feel like the Nate Davis situation seems like a personal situation to me, because he hasn't even been at camp the past 2 days. That might be like a family issue or something. Everyone else who's injured, people have gotten eyes on. They haven't seen Nate, which tells me that, he's away from the team right now. Maybe handling a personal matter, allowed that stuff, all these different things to occur. Until we know something is bad, let's not assume it's bad. That's what we're not going to do. So for now, we're going to look at our depth, like Kid said, and see what we have there. And if they don't look good, then we can bring someone in later as depth pieces until our starters get back, and we're just gonna work it that way, man. But trust me, they're gonna take care of Justin Fields to make sure he's protected.
AC Adam made a very good point. You are right, AC Adam. We do Dieter. I forget about Dieter sometimes. Yes, he's a great depth piece at guard. I don't know how much they're gonna give him reps at center. They probably will, but he's a great depth guard. So yes, you are right, AC Adam. He is. I forget about him sometimes, but yes, Dieter is good insurance inside.
But most up I've been on a Bears offensive line since Kyle Long left the team, right? Like this is starting to look pretty decent. I'm happy with what we're doing with the depth. Got to test those guys out. Let the iron sharpen the iron, right? Let them get their reps and learn what they need to learn. I'm excited to see what it shakes out. And Nomad, you're so bang on with the fact that there's money to be spent. If there's a hole that they see materialize, they can fill the hole with dollar bills. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks. I'm really not. I'm honestly at this point with the Ngakoue signing, I have to say it one final time. I think they should do something. It doesn't have to be on the defensive end. Just one more acquisition to strike fear in the. I don't care what position it is, to strike fear in the hearts of man, because this is a weak NFC. The only team in the NFC right now that I feel might do something really similar and interesting is the Saints, and they don't play in our division. So we'll see what happens.
I want to ask you guys a quick question, real quick question, and I want to ask you guys in the chat too the same exact question. Okay, just tell me, put a number, put a slash, and then put the number next to how you feel now. Where were you from 1 to 10? Level 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. Where were you before this signing? Were you 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, wherever you were? Put that, give me that number, and give me where you are now. Versus, I was at 8, a strong 8 before this. I'm a high 9 now.
I was about a 7. Right now, I'm a high 8. I'm a high 8. No. I'm a high 9. I mean, not a high 8. I'm a high 9 for sure. Based on the rotation of this defensive line, I went from 7 to high.
I'm gonna remind you guys in the chat, James Ford and King Booker got it right. He said he was at 7, now he's at a 9. I need a before and after.
Thanks, so 10. I'm with all over, and Sam's original assessment. I was 7, now I'm 8. Like I said, you get me one more guy. I don't care where you put him. I'm at 10 because I know how weak this NFC looks this year. It's not the NFC of old, guys. Mm-hmm. Who are we? We don't even play guys who really hit the playoffs this past year. Our schedule looks beautiful in that respect. So, hey, one more guy that a defense has to account for or an offense has to account for. Just one more guy. And I think
who I want. I know who I want. I know what I want them to do next now.
Don't even say
You
it.
thinking John Taylor?
We already addressed it, man.
You know it.
We ain't getting Montez Sweat. You can forget that.
Nah, we ain't getting Sweat. Nah, we ain't getting Sweat. We'll get him next year. We're gonna get Sweat next year.
Everybody's trending up. I see from 7 to 9.
I was at a 6, now I'm at like an 8.
Okay. Oh, Archie went up. You know we good now. If Archie goes,
because I'm not trying to get all like, oh God, we got a guy where we're gonna win the Super Bowl. Yeah, right. So like, yeah, pump the brakes on that. Let's see what happens. It's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm not getting all hyped and buying my tickets and my bets to the Super Bowl. So it's like, all right, let's see what happens. We should be able to take the division and then progress from there.
You're a glass half empty guy, man. You're a glass half empty guy, Trip. That's just the way it is, man. We love you anyway.
It was 1986 our last Super Bowl. That was how many decades?
Comparing the past to now, man. That ain't got nothing to do with today.
But how many seasons? Like, wait, we got Khalil Mack. Oh, here it goes, a double dunk.
Oh God, he's hurt.
All right, Trip. You need to
for certain kids. He's hurting, man. He's
scarred. He's still scarred.
I mean, I'll let y'all,
scars are still coming up.
But if you crash and burn, it'll be like, hey, I told you. If we win, it'll be like, hey, you told me. I'm happy.
Hey, Trip, you see what Cornelius just said, right?
No, I did not.
Stop with the wet blanket, Trip.
I mean, it's funny. I mean, you
let it burn. Tell him, Corn, let it burn.
I'm usually the wet blanket. It's usually me. So thanks, Trip, for being the wet blanket today. Thanks for taking a stock and holding down the
be optimistic, brother. Be optimistic.
I can be optimistic, but I'm not be like, yeah, okay, cool. It's like, cool. I'm on a 6 to an 8. It didn't go backwards. 8 is close to 10. Oh, man. I mean, so what do you want?
Hey, man, we gotta send our boy Trip some love, man. Send Trip some flowers. Put him send me something, man. He needs something, man. He needs some love, man. God,
listen, Trip. I'm with you, though. I know how you feel. It's been a long slog to get to this point in history, and that's how you got to look at it. Right now, we're just gonna turn off history, and we got to look forward. We got to look forward, man.
That's exactly what you should do. Turn off history. You said
turn off history and look forward, bro. Because this is some new shit that's going on. It ain't 86. It ain't the shit that was going on before. It ain't 2006. It ain't gonna look like that. This is a whole different thing. And
when I went to school in Missouri, show me.
Hey, Trish, let me ask. I'm gonna ask all you guys this the same thing. You guys in the chat can answer this however you choose. I'm gonna tell you if I'm Yannick Ngakoue, and I'm coming in. Yannick Ngakoue is basically a pass rush mercenary. He goes from team to team. And if you're Yannick Ngakoue, what do you think is the first thing you consider when you think about going to a team outside the normal thing, money and all that kind of stuff? What do you think he's looking at as far as the roster goes? If I'm Yannick Ngakoue, I'm looking at my inside guys. How beefed up are they? How easy is it going to be for me to get around the edge? How much pressure are they going to be able to get from the inside to kind of fold that pocket and help me get closer to the quarterback? I think he liked what he saw, the depth, especially the last move we just made the other day when we were on and that broke. And so that's what I think. He's looking at the line as a collective. How do I fit in here? And is it something that's advantageous to me? And so I don't know what you guys think, but I'm thinking that's what he thought.
You absolutely right, because he's not going to do anything that's going to make him, that's going to devalue him. I'm not going to sign a 1-year deal and then with a team that I feel like it's going to devalue me. If I sign this 1-year deal, I'm feeling like, my value is going to increase after this 1-year deal, meaning that I feel like the team around me is going to make me better after this 1-year deal. So then I'm thinking he's going to get double-digit sacks this year. I'm going to put it out there right now. He's going to be fresher because we have a nice rotation of defensive linemen, defensive ends right now. He doesn't have to be all world and play the entire game. He's going to just be a part of the rotation. And because of that, everyone in that rotation is going to be better because he's going to be fresh. We go on these drives with, we rotating guys in and out. The offensive linemen stay in the game. They play the entire game. They don't switch in and out. You got these guys running in fresh and, fresh legs, fresh wind. I'm not winded. I'm going to play a lot better. I'm going to play a lot faster. So I think that's what he's looking at too.
Kids, before you go, let me impress this upon you guys, my co-host and everybody in the chat. Let me tell you something. When you know how your team, the engine of your defense is the defensive line. The engine is the defensive line. Everything starts and stops up front. Just know that ahead of time. When you're looking at that as you're Yannick Ngakoue, you're looking at the pieces they brought in. You're looking at what they had before. You're looking at the young guys that just brought in, the juice, the energy, and the size and power that they just brought in. You're looking at that and like, oh, yeah, I can definitely eat off of that. I can definitely have a meal from that situation. The core guys that they have on the inside, I guarantee you he looked at that first. Go ahead, kids. My bad.
Look what Derek said too. Derek Carter, you hit the nose, you hit the nail on the head too.
I think that's what he looked at more so than the guys beside him. That's just me. And where my head goes, if I'm him, I have to liken it to what they were saying about Khalil Mack when he first came in, what Fangio was saying, and it was like, will Khalil be ready for the season? You signed him, just before the season started. And he's like, he's Khalil Mack. I'm just going to put him over there, and he's going to hit people. He's going to do exactly what he does, scheme or no scheme. He'll figure the scheme out later on. Ngakoue is going to bury his head and just aim for a quarterback, aim for a ball. He knows his responsibility. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Unfortunately, I hear where you're coming from, Nomad. At the same time, the guys beside him right now are improving. He still needs to see them in live action to really get an understanding. Again, unless he was at Hallis today, if he was at Hallis this week, taking an actual look at those guys and seeing them develop, that's one thing. But that secondary is dirty. And if he can get that, like I was saying earlier, if he can get into that backfield, oh boy, we're going to see Gordon do some cool stuff. We're going to see Brisker do some cool stuff. We're going to see Stevenson do some cool stuff. The list goes on. That backstep is disgusting. And now with a little bit of pressure, Jordan Love might make a couple of mistakes game one.
Hey, kids, James Hunter just made a very good point. I'm going to read this one off. James Hunter says in the chat, I think this is a result of Daniil Hunter signing the deal with the Vikings. Definitely better with this than trading for Hunter. That could be that's a very likely scenario, James. Why that could have been Plan B. Yannick Ngakoue could be Plan B. They could have been after him the whole time, and just because that just happened so recently, they realized they couldn't come together with the right terms for wherever the trade might have been. This could be a reaction to that. So good point there, James.
So two things. First thing, Cornelius Squalls, I'm literally wearing a Khalil Mack jersey right now. Ain't no bad mouthing, brother. I'm big in the man up. Mad love and respect. I just didn't see them really barreling down on a Daniil Hunter move because that would have cost capital, and that was the only reason why I would have. Well, there's the other reason is like it's the Vikings. I know the Vikings just did a trade very recently for Hawkinson within the division. So, I mean, interdivision things might occur. They're few and far between. That's kind of why I was like, I know Daniil might be on the market. Maybe we can get access to him, but I really didn't consider him somebody that we would really be focusing on.
You know what, kids? It's interesting, though, that the Bears didn't make a signing until after the Vikings re-signed.
It is interesting timing, ain't it, Chris?
Yes.
They might have been waiting for the Vikings to cut him if that was what was going to happen.
Oh, they weren't going to cut him. They were never going to cut him. That was not even remotely possible. They might have traded him. Well, I mean, if he was thinking about holding out, they might trade him. But they were actively shopping him. Yeah, that was the word that I got. Is that correct, fellas? They were actively shopping him.
Yes.
They were open to trading.
Yeah, they were trying to get a trade done for him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, interdivision, like the one place you don't want to trade right now is actually to the Vikings. Like you just don't want to do that. You want to leave Green Bay where they are.
I think it could happen if you got two willing parties. You got to remember, they traded for Hawkinson from Detroit and basically gave him to Minnesota. I mean, they had to pay nothing. So, I mean, I get it. Those type of interdivisional trades don't happen often, but it's not unprecedented.
Not for the type of compensation we're talking about. It's really what I'm talking. If Detroit wants to dump Hawkinson and they're looking for a fifth or a sixth or a seventh, cool. If the Vikings were looking to dump Justin Houston again for a late round pick, sure. That no skin off Ryan Poles' nuts, right? Like, why not do it? But for viable compensation, first, second, third, no chance they're doing that interdivision. That just puts the Vikings in a very precarious position the following year, and they can pick somebody up that we really should have picked up.
Chris, how many times have you and I had this conversation about Yannick Ngakoue and the timing in which I think a move might happen on a
we talked about it quite often. I mean, I really think we were involved in something with Minnesota, even if only for sure. They wanted to see what was going to happen before they signed anybody off the street. I mean, we're all happy about Ngakoue. I mean, like you guys said earlier, it's not quite the same as when we got Khalil Mack. And I like Ngakoue, but he's a one horse pony, one trick pony.
So we need him for that exact one trick.
Well, and you're correct.
You wanted to get to that one.
I think you're right. We need him for that, but is he just going to play on passing downs?
Well, he gets to run. Supposedly, that's his history.
Well, I mean, I think people get him. I think people get that a little bit twisted. I don't think he's quite as bad at run defense as people give. He's made out to be. He is a pass rush mercenary, no question about it. That's his MO. But I don't think. I think you put him in a bad light by calling him. He's not good at run defense. Yeah, guess what?
But that's a true light, though. I mean, I've seen several clips where he really didn't seem interested in stopping the run. Only time he was, draw play maybe, but I've seen some tape where he didn't, just not effective. I mean, there's a reason why this dude's been on now 5 teams in his career, and he's without a team this 2 weeks in the training camp.
Are we already at that point where we're poo-pooing the guy, man? We just got the mother.
Look,
no, I'm not poo-pooing. I'm just trying. Wait.
He never had to put his track shoes on before yet. This is a different coach, man, a different coaching staff. I fully expect that they had that conversation with him about effort. If it's an effort thing, then they had that conversation with him. Like, dog, we're not going for that. Like, that's not the culture that we have, and I think the other players on the team gonna hold them accountable too.
Well, I hope all that's true. I just, I'm not trying to I'm not trying to do the Ken Davis. But
you just did it.
No,
you did it already, Chris.
I just think, I'm excited about it too. I just want to, temper it with a dose of reality.
Hey, Chris, he's gonna play in a rotation. So they're gonna there's gonna be formations that he's gonna be. His number's gonna come up in certain down distances. His number's gonna come up. Could be first down. It could be third down. To me, that's traditionally where you want to put your pass rush specialist in. Is on first down and third and distance. But you never know how they plan to put their cavalry out there. But I don't think, looking at his tape, and I've studied him for a good bit, I think he gets a really bad rap at that run defense and setting the edge. I think people give him, because he's so fast off the ball, sometimes he gets off the ball and gets around so quick, the run goes inside. And so if they ask him to set a firm edge, I need you to not let this offensive tackle move you off your margin. I need you to get him on your inside shoulder and make that running back go inside you. You can ask a player to do that. It's about what you're asking him to do. It's not as broad as people think it is, man. It's about what you ask him to do.
Yeah, I'm just not worried about it, Chris. End of the day, I think that this is where Alvin Williams really comes into play. He's going to have to scheme, and we'll see what that scheme really amounts to. So I'm glad that we got the kid.
I am
need a little bit of veteran, a little bit of veteran leadership on that line, and I think it'll go very long.
I'm right there with you guys. Don't get the wrong idea.
Now it's time to trade for that other Colts player, man.
That's what I'm more excited. I'm a little bit more excited with that happens.
Hey, Chris, if we get him, a guy who scores 20 touchdowns a season, a guy who is a legit MVP candidate. Now, tell me that doesn't make sense now, man.
Hey, Chad, don't let these guys now. Man, what are you doing, man? Man, what are you doing? Now we talking about.
That's all I can think about right now. Like, man, we compete for a championship if we do that, man. We go get this dude. It's over.
What you doing? I feel like Don Bird just logged into a Colts show.
Man,
just trolling the Colts show, right?
Is Reggie Wayne available?
Is Reggie Wayne available?
If they made a power move like that.
If they make that move, that is a power move. That's a legit MVP candidate.
That's Tim Duncan. I'm backing your ass down in the paint. Ain't nothing you can do about it now.
Nothing you can do about it. And we have the ends to do it, man. We can do it easily. We can make it work.
So I want to get to some of the chat, guys. I want to touch on Joseph Archer, thinking about, is this defense as good as a 2018 defense? And I got to say, right off the bat, immediately, let's not put ceilings on anything. Let's not put floors on it. All right? No floors, no ceilings. Let these guys sink or swim. The reality is there's going to be a whole lot of fishing going on. That's all I got to say about it, right? Like, that's what it's going to look like. No floors, no ceilings. Let these guys do what they got to do. I'm excited about the secondary. We're starting to get a heck of a lot more. We have a lot more to be excited about with that front seven as opposed to the back seven. I'm happy with the back seven. Let's go, Al. Let's go.
No, I'm not. 2018. That's really like an apple and an orange, man. Really, I don't think it's really. Actually, man, the dynamics of this team, I like
completely the opposite.
I like a whole lot better. Why? It's because it's so much more youth. We had a whole bunch of other teams players, man, that were probably at their prime and getting ready to start going over their prime. And to me, it's like two different things, man. So the longevity of this is going to be good for a very long time, a very long time. I 100% would take this unit over the 2018 unit.
Ooh, listen to this man go. I'm trying to, keep guys within the floor and the ceiling. You're going. I love it.
Hey man, that's that 2018, man. That's I know that's the last time we had a really solid defense, but man, this is going to be so much different. I mean, these dudes gonna have waves of cats running at cats, especially on defense. I mean, waves of cats.
2018, we had prime Khalil Mack, prime Akeem Hicks, prime Andy Goldman. That defensive line was eaten. And then we had rookie Bilal Nichols, who was eaten. I think y'all are underestimating how good that 2018 defense was. That shit was lethal. This defense not anywhere near that.
Who came in behind them?
Nowhere near that.
Hey, Nick.
Who came in behind them, Nick?
They didn't need that.
How healthy did they stay, Nick? Because they had to play. All those guys came in. They had to be paid. First of all, we overpaid for all of them. We paid for each one of those dudes. You're right. They were good. They should have been good because we paid them enough. We made Khalil Mack the highest paid player in the league. We paid Akeem Hicks like a king's ransom. Who else was it? Who else did you say? All these guys. Now Leonard Floyd was good,
Goldman.
Eddie Goldman. Yeah, we ended up having to pay Eddie Goldman as well. So and then he turned out to be nothing after that, man. We paid for all those guys. They played hard too. They played hard. But guess what? They couldn't stay healthy because we paid them and we didn't have anything coming in behind them. So that's why that team didn't work. And that's why Nomad is right about, it's being a young team right now, and then we having players that are developing behind the starters who can also come in a rotation. That's why I would take this D-line over that D-line. Khalil Mack didn't stay healthy for us. I like. Listen, I know what's gonna happen, Nick. I don't have to see nothing.
I need that production.
That's what everybody keeps saying. You have to see something. You don't have to see. I don't have to see it. I know what's coming.
I gotta see it.
I know what's coming. You have to see it. That's what everybody wants to see. You're gonna see it this season. You're gonna see it this season, okay? And you could just say, "Oh yeah, y'all told me, y'all said it, y'all called it." You know, that's what you're gonna be saying. Sometimes you just have to be able to see stuff happening, Nick, before it happens.
Nick,
you know, we should have thought that we overpaid for all those guys in the situation it was going to get us in. Because after that, we were trash because we overpaid all these guys. Cap situation was bad. Gave away all our picks because we traded them away for players. Oh, no, that was a bad situation.
Hey, Nick, I got to ask you a question.
What up?
You're a glass half empty guy, number one. Or you're a glass half full guy. Number two, this is a statement more than a question. The homework, the sacrifice that I put in to study these guys, every single MF on this roster. Let me tell you something, man, Nick. There is a lot to be hopeful for. And I know you probably tied in with that team in 2018. It was a solid team. But I promise you this, and you can quote me later on. This team and the depth on this team, we had a nice starting 22, 11 on offense, 11 on defense, but the depth behind it was questionable because we spent so much money to put those guys there. They didn't spend all that money to assemble this team. This is a much better situation overall, and I know they haven't played a game yet, Nick. So I tip my hat to you for that. They haven't proved a thing, but I'm telling you, you're going to be much more pleased with what they put on the field versus the 2018 team.
This is a better team.
I hear you. And I'm not glass half empty or glass half full. The glass has water in it. I'm gonna drink it.
He's a drink the water, Nick. I have to be with Nick on this.
Because there's a balance in life. Sometimes you gotta be optimistic. Sometimes you just have to take the negatives for what it is. But so I get what you're saying about the depth, and you got it. One thing with the 2018 defense is it was meant just to have that starting defense be the whole show. They didn't have any depth because they didn't expect the team to be out there for long drives where you need to have that fresh depth to keep the pass rush consistent. It was a 3-and-out type of defense. So that's why they had no backup investment. That's why they threw all that unnecessary money, because it's like, well, Khalil Mack, he'll give me 12 sacks. I'll give him $50 million a year. You know what I mean? That's kind of why.
That proved to be a mistake. So you didn't see that mistake happening, did you?
Well, yeah, because as they got older, they started getting hurt.
Everybody on that defense, Eddie Jackson got paid. Who was our corner? Kyle Fuller got paid. We had an expensive, aging defense. Now we have a young defense. Nobody is getting paid. The only players that are getting paid are the linebackers in the middle right now. We have two linebackers in the middle that we got for the price of Roquan Smith. Those are the only guys on this defense that are making money. If we get rid of Jalen Johnson, Corn, I know what you were about to say. I saw what you said the other day, Cornelius. Look, if they do decide to get away from Jalen Johnson, then we have three cornerbacks playing on our starting three cornerbacks playing on rookie contracts for the next 3-4 years. You don't tell me how doesn't that make us a better team, and we can just pay for whatever we want after this. And we have 2 first-round picks next year. We can fill in whatever gaps we have. If we have an offensive line issues, we can go draft two first-round offensive lines. We want to grab another defensive end or 2 dominant defensive ends next year. That's what we can do in the draft. Guess what? If there's somebody in the free agency market that just stands out, is going to tear it up, that we think is going to push us over the edge, we got the money to pay him now. You know, we're not paying anybody the money right now. Anybody. It's such a great situation right now, man. It's crazy to me. Ryan Poles is killing it. He is killing it.
So let me just, wrap a bow on this thing. I have to agree with both of you for different reasons. Situationally, that 2018 team was a it was a nightmare, and it was a nightmare for years, for years to come.
It was a one and done
especially
season.
It was basically right.
It was an all or nothing investment. It was like
all or nothing. The idea was Mitch was the guy. They wanted Mitch to be the guy. He turned out not to be the guy. It was a failed experiment. Unfortunately, the reality there though was that team was proven. They did amazing things on the field that year. Right now, we're betting against a case scenario. We're betting against an unknown. So I have all the faith in the world in the unknown. I want to see the unknown, and I want to see it rise and proliferate and explode and do all sorts of. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be amazing. So I don't want to take any wind out of the sails that Samo is flying right now. I think we're on an upward tier, and I just want to see that tier keep climbing. Right, that's where I am. But if we are comparing to 2018, I do have to say those guys put on an amazing job, and that's going to be tough for them to top. It's going to be tough, but I'm all for it. I want to see them do it.
Hey, Kez, before you guys listen, I don't remember exactly who it was that asked me, but I think it was James Hunter. Might have been somebody else, but I don't know. Somebody asked me, will we do a fantasy show? I don't play fantasy. Number one, because I'll tell you why, but I'll tell you what we'll do to satisfy that audience that loves fantasy. So I understand, man, a lot of people really love fantasy, and we will answer that bell. I have a concept for you. But before I tell you that, me and fantasy ran into a problem because I stopped loving football for a minute because I got so into fantasy and being let down. And, I really stopped paying attention to the things that were important. As far as I go as a football player, my love for the game is more important to me than anything. I really love this. I really love doing this. And I don't want anything to interfere with that. And fantasy got in the way of that because I was worrying about I wasn't enjoying the game anymore. I was watching to see if somebody got a number. You know what I mean? So that took away from me. And looking back on it, I'm so glad that I stopped playing fantasy that I can't even describe that to you. However, the people who love fantasy and you want to see fantasy on the show, here's a great concept for you. And I know the rest of these podcasters are going to steal it, but trust me.
Okay, then Nomad, I'm going to stop you right now.
Hold
the concept for later. Hold it for later. We'll talk because I'm a fantasy guy a little bit. I play a little bit of fantasy.
All right, this is
what I'm saying. We might have a little something.
I'll just tell you guys this.
Somebody stop him.
Okay.
Right. What were you about to do?
I got a very interesting concept for you guys that I think you will enjoy. How about that? So you ain't got to worry about me playing, but I'll just tell you that.
I love it. I still like that.
Thanks for throwing that up in the chat. Yeah, we'll have a little powwow on the fantasy, on the fantasy front as a team after, and maybe we'll come up with something that you guys will like. We'll see.
Yeah, it was rough on me, man. I didn't think, man, football is my first love. So you guys, to be real clear with you guys, before I loved a woman, football was it, and it's still that to this day. I love the lady I got in my life, but she knows.
Say no, man. Come
she
on,
knows.
You gotta get your priorities together, man.
I'm for real with it. It's in my blood.
I love the game now.
SHIT football, man. This is what I do, man. And it comes through me and my passion, man. It's not hard to tell, man. I do this for real. The rest of these people talk SHIT about it. I do this. So, that if it starts messing with my love for the game, I'm probably going to not mess with it, man. So that's just the way it is for me.
It doesn't mess with my love for the game, though, man. It just increases my love for the game. I always felt like, man, and it keeps me abreast of, abreast of all the good players that are in the league. That's how I always looked at it. Like, it keeps me tight and let me know about who's who on every team, as far as the skill players go, at least. So that's what I always liked about it. I've been in second place 3 of the last 4 years, but that other year I won it. So I don't know, man. And then one year I tried to do 5 leagues. It was the worst mistake I ever made in my life. You're like,
yeah, you need to calm yourself down, bro. I did 3. 3 was too many for me. I managed a league myself. I'm in a much higher stakes league as well. Last year in the higher stakes league, I went to the championships and lost because I'm pretty sure, I don't know, somebody was out is really what it was, some sort of injury case scenario, shot my shit down. But anyways, it is what it is. I pay attention to all these guys out there and get a good look at all these skilled players. That's fun to me. I enjoy it. It doesn't make me feel any kind of different way about football. I will say that it does make me feel a little bit of a different way about the Bears, and I either top load Bears players on my team or I go zero Bears, right? It's like one or the other. And you know what I mean? There's those years where I go zero Bears and I'm like, man, I should be watching my team. I should be watching so much more Bears football than I am right now because I'm so focused on fantasy. But last couple of years that hasn't been the case. I've had a fair amount of Bears on my team. I had Justin on my team. On that team, I had Justin as my backup quarterback, and he came in clutch last year, straight up and down. No questions.
I'm glad.
That's a great idea, James, man. We probably going to do that. We're going to make that happen for you. So guys, look out for that.
Stopped me. I'm glad y'all stopped me because, y'all really love this.
All right, cool.
We're
going to get it in. We're going to get it in, James. We definitely will. So you'll all hear about that in the next week or so.
I'll tell you what, guys. I'll tell you what. I think you guys are going to – this is how much I think you guys are going to love this concept. If you're not subscribed, you're going to pay for it during fantasy time. You're going to pay for it. If you're not subscribed, you're going to pay for it, and you're going to feel left out. I'm not trying to lure you guys into giving us subscriptions. You're going to do that out of your own goodness of your heart if you're not subscribed. I can't do that, but I'm telling you now, if you're not subscribed, you're going to pay for it if you want to be involved. This is a hell of a concept, and I'm going to tell these guys in the green room after the show. So if you're not subscribed, you better do it. Don't be the odd man out, man. I'm just telling you now.
Real factor. I ain't got no problems with all those things.
I kind of like the idea. Bears and Blunts. Sounds like a good Patreon show.
Wasn't terrible. Wasn't a terrible idea. So we'll peruse that idea.
Shout out to TM for the subscription.
Who else? You're a smart man.
Who else?
What a guy.
Who else is subscribing today?
Hit the bell, TM. Hit that bell.
I'm telling you, y'all going to find out later on down the line. Maybe you don't know now, but Mr. Nomad has some great concepts, and so do some of these other guys, man. We come up with some brilliant concepts to keep you guys engaged and keep you guys entertained, because at the end of the day, this is a Bears podcast, but it's also entertainment. So long as you guys are having a good time when you come here and it's worth your time, we're happy. And so I'm telling you guys now, there is no shortage of creativity in this team. We have a hell of a team here, and we're just getting started. So if you're not subscribed, now's the time to do it, because we're gonna be the big dogs. We the puppies right now, but we're gonna grow up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get ready to wrap this thing up, man, because I wanna keep going all night long, man. I love these people in the chat. Patty, I see you, sweetheart. Mama Patty, what's happening?
Queen Patty. No, they've dubbed Patty Queen
Patty. Queen Patty.
It's Queen Patty.
That's right. TM, thank you again for subscribing, man. Y'all, hey man, overwhelmed, man. King Booker, James Hunter, AC Adam. Man, all these people in this chat, man. Mr. Mayhem was here earlier.
A guy Cornelius got a divorce, it looks like, over sports. So I'd like to say, I'm sorry, Cornelius, but hey, you gotta get your football in.
Plank,
Cornelius been mad at me lately,
number one nomadiac with a bullet. Plank.
Yeah, Plank is the realest one. The realest one, Plank. Every time, man. Top subscriber, number one guy in the chat. So. Mad love, Plank.
We got a lot of them.
Man, y'all keep us filled up, man. This is why we keep going, man, because of y'all, man. Y'all keep us filled up. Plank, you the dude. Plank is that
Mickey.
Leo, Bear Troop 9. Derek Carter been rocking with us, man.
Demond 1599.
Mark
Kazak. Yeah, I think he left, I guess.
Where goes
he's
one?
Usually here. Bradley Remy rocking with us all the time, man. All you guys, we appreciate it. Where goes one? Yep.
Ron Winarski. Man,
Al all over.
Man, it's so many
Oliver.
Yeah, Oliver, he got on you, Trips, in the chat. I mean, in the comment section, he got on your ASS, bro. I'm just gonna tell you.
Where you been at, Ron? We've been talking about this for 2 hours.
Man, Rex Smith. There's so many new heads coming in today, just catching that breaking news. Smitty, Derek Carter all over the chat. Where goes one? Armando Lara Jr. I know Armando's down with our guy, the super back. So
I found out, kids, I found out Armando Lord Jr. would prefer to be referred to as Junior.
Junior.
Just Junior.
Junior. Junior. Junior.
Okay, Junior. What up, big
Junior?
dog?
Give it that little Wayne.
Yes.
Junior.
Hey, you guys love the stream. We love you guys more. How about that? And we mean it.
Yes, sir.
There's Armando letting you know it's Junior.
All right, it's Junior for now on Armando.
The Heart
Shout
Foundation,
out to all you
Drew
guys.
Black, P3P podcast, and even Don Bird. Why not?
Yeah, and even Don Bird, man, who comes
even
and tries
Don
to hijack
Bird gets
the
love
shows.
today.
My nephew
Don
Don
has to be dealing. You'll be a son too. You'll be Kigakwe's son. Oh, Don, that was great. This is an awesome show, guys. Thanks for joining.
This is I've been waiting for a show like this, man, because I kind of felt it coming, and I let these guys know that right as soon as they got into the stream in the backstage, I was like, hey, man, refresh your Twitter, man. Keep refreshing your Twitter, because on the off day in a training camp after a week of practice, that's when things usually start happening, man. So again, I'm gonna say this one more time.
You sent that this morning in the text message in the thread. I was like, oh. I'm like, well, I guess. I'm like, yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I'm on it though. But hey, this. Go ahead, Sam.
No, I'm just saying that was good stuff. You were on it.
All I want to say to it is, man, this may not be exactly what you think it is. We haven't seen another shooter drop. We haven't seen the guy that got cut. We haven't seen any of that. This may not be what you think it is. This may not be because a certain player didn't show you enough in camp. This may be just an addition to have pile on it. Go ahead.
Madamas.
I was just saying, would you look at King
Booker? Oh, they look. I called that already. That's what I make call.
Hey, Nomad.
Now y'all shut the hell up.
Nomad. Tell them to hush.
Don't start talking, man.
I ain't, but tell them they reach you with old stuff, ain't they?
Yeah, I tried to tell Sam that.
So we were perusing that. We came up with that a little bit earlier today. Nomad Amos.
2 days ago.
We'll see what we do with that. That's also going to be an interesting concept for us to spin down the road. But yeah, he had a feeling today. He thought something was popping early on. He had them spidey senses like Kyler Gordon, and boom, look what they are. So, hey, looks like y'all got a defensive end, y'all. We got a defensive end, y'all.
Yeah.
I was telling Sam we bent that corner, but it was interesting that he told me that when he told me that. Yeah, Chris is dead on point, man.
We were sending notes. Me and Nomad was sending notes, but this was last week or earlier this week. I'm like, man, we need to do a Nomadamos.
No, just leave. That's
and he was like, man, Chris said the same thing. Me and Chris been talking about. Hey, it's coming.
Bullshit.
It's coming. It's coming. Shout out to everybody, man. It's getting late.
Love you.
Yeah, people got to get up to work, man. But I'm hyped. I'm hyped as hell, man. This means a lot to me. It means the GM and the coach have a projection for the team, and that's a good trend. They think that this team in pads is trending up. Add a piece to it that can put you over the top. What do you need? Yank and Dockway. You got what we need on offense. Give us what we need on defense. So how y'all feel about that? Y'all let us know in the comments section. Hey, before we get out of here, let's do a quick round of horn, man. Let's see how people really feel, man. Let's give some closing comments. Sam, start with you.
Feeling good, feeling great. Can't wait. Can't wait. When's the first preseason game?
Good question.
The 12th.
The 12th. Somebody just
The
Skylark.
12th, hey,
Yeah.
hey,
Skylark.
tune in, guys. It's gonna be a good one. Make sure you all are tuning in to all those preseason games so you can come back, tell us what you saw. We'll tell you what we saw. If we missed something, then you can correct us. You know, that's how we're gonna do this on this show, man. We're gonna keep it interesting, keep you guys involved. Looking forward to the entire season and spending it with you all and whoever else you invite over. Yeah, man, it's about to get real.
Nick the Quick, man. You in the chat now. I mean, you on the show now. Give me something.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm actually excited for this. I like Yannick Ngakoue, so I'm excited to see him in a Bears uniform, see him tear it up. I really am.
Yes, sir.
Hope he's going to be the guy to get us a lot of sacks and stuff like that. Definitely expect him to get probably like 8 to 10 sacks. I see that. He'll be that third down guy tearing it up.
Nick, I never know when you're gonna stop talking, so I'll give it like a 5-second.
No, I'm all good. You can go ahead, kid.
3, 4.
Well, all right. So I'm timed in now after the Nick delay. I'm going to start it off by saying what up to CHGO and good old Greg Baggs for stopping by and sharing that moment with us. That was super fun. Thanks, Greg. We'll hopefully do similar things in the future. Guys, we got ourselves a defensive end. That's all I got to say here, man. Is bear up, y'all. What's up?
Hold on, kids. Damn it, Junior. Why you have to say that? Why you had to say that? I did not want to think about that, man. Why you had to say that, Junior?
What is that?
Look
Junior's
at what
all over it.
Isn't that Dominique Robinson's number?
Oh God! All right. Let's wrap it up. Because
he's a rookie.
Junior,
Maybe 51.
Bad juju, man.
Unretire 51.
Stop that, Junior. Don't be doing that, man.
That's okay. Just buy it off the kid, man. The kid will sell it. He got, my guy just got a juicy contract. We're good. I got no worries about numbers.
For that.
Maybe he can take 99.
Numbers.
My
we
bad,
got a defensive end, yo. We got a defensive end. That's all I got to say. We got a defensive end.
All right, Trip.
Hey, Poles has done exactly what he said so far. He's always looking to improve the team. He's spending wisely. It's a 1-year deal, $10 million guaranteed, 10.5. If he gets 8-9 sacks, $1 million a sack, I guess that's good. I don't know, but I'm not, getting all rah hyped and shit.
You know what I'm saying? Keep doing it, man. He gonna keep doing it.
Let's see.
He's like the.
He's like, I ain't getting all hyped.
He came over here with the leprosy blankets, throwing them on people.
It's like, it's good. I'm not mad. I mean, it's a good thing. It's progress. But, until it all comes together, it's just a building thing. And it's like, all right,
God, man. Just let me know when you're done, man. I'm just done.
Oh, I'm good.
Good Lord. Go ahead, Chris.
Listen, man, first I want to thanks Greg Braggs for coming on, giving us a little time, infusing some energy immediately. So we want to thank him. And we do want to say and tell you guys that Carm did reach out to us, said he was apologetic for not making the show. He said he just got busy, so he owes us, and we will be collecting.
All right, Carm. Words from the producer.
Don't make me bust your nose, Carm. Get on over here, man. Hey, but listen, man. My last thoughts are: don't forget, we are on Podbean now. We are on how many streams now? Nick, tell them where we are.
So we're on now Twitch. We're on Amazon Music. We're on Spotify. Soon to be Apple Music. And we're also on iHeartRadio. I think I may have mentioned that, but I'm going to say it again if I did.
That's right.
Nice.
So with that being said, man, listen, man. Again, we'll be here tomorrow morning for you. Tomorrow afternoon for you guys at 3 after practice and after the presser with all the updates we can get. Hopefully we can get a guy to come on the show. If not, we'll go with ourselves. And I write enough notes and Samo writes enough notes and all these guys write enough notes to bring you some comprehensive coverage of Chicago Bears training camp. You won't miss anything here. We will have everything you need right here at the Nomad Network. So don't worry, man. Make sure you're here at 3 o'clock tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central. And if you can't catch us live, catch us on the rebound or catch us on the audio stream. So with that being said, man, on behalf of the Nomad Network, Nomad Live, thank you guys. Love, peace, and hair grease, y'all.
Love, guys. Salute.
Bear down, baby. Bear down.
Bear down. You ready?